Hello. Can you hear me at least? Am I being heard out there in viewerland? I just had a dragon fruit banana smoothie mixed with coconut water. Thank you, Berlin. That actually sounds quite delicious, Hugin. How was it? Is it the first time you've had it and did you enjoy it? Hey, Manauer, welcome on in. Good to see you. So, one lion. Thank you for the raid again. Appreciate that. If you want to give us a little rundown on what you were doing in your stream today, it seems like what I'm going to be doing in this stream today is, well, firstly being drowned out by barking dogs, and secondly trying to figure out my audio. Because what I did was on previous streams I had everything going through just desktop audio, and as such I couldn't split out any tracks. So because I wanted to split out Spotify and not record music onto the VODs, I thought, okay, so I disabled desktop audio. I already had an audio source. I already had an audio source for my mic. I already had an audio source for the voice mod mic, but I didn't have one for Spotify. So I went ahead and created that. So now you can hear the music. It's not recorded on track 2 in OBS, so it should be good as far as that's concerned. But the only thing that we're seeing now is I don't have any desktop sounds recorded. So I need to do some troubleshooting on that and find out exactly. And I'm happy to for people to chime in and say how they've set it up on their streams, because at this point in time I'm not really sure what I need to add in to get my desktop sounds back. So not hearing any music. Huh. Nobody's hearing music. Alrighty. Oh, it's me. I hear the music. Well, I hear the music. Yeah, no tunes. So some of you hear it and some of you don't. That's quite clever how I can manage to actually just stream. I was at less than 35% volume. Ah, okay. I mean, can you not hear anything at all, Brilliant? You don't hear music? It could just be I need to turn Spotify up, because there might be different sound levels now that I've split it out into a separate channel. If I max volume, I can hear a little. Okay, well, let me be guided by the audio mixer in OBS, because at the moment it does look like it's fairly low on the scale. So let me try and wazz it up in Spotify and see what happens. So, Hagerman, you might want to turn yours down a little bit, and I'm going to try and normalize it so that it's at least a similar volume level to me. So if I keep talking and then I slowly bring it up, let's see, that's bouncing at the edge of the green at the maximum volume. It hasn't quite gone into the yellow, which I believe is where it's generally supposed to be. So how is that for everybody else? That seems a little loud in my ears now, but it's definitely tolerable if it's okay for everybody else, as long as it's not drowning me out. Also, I did try to put ducking on, so when I'm talking, I'm hoping that the sound is reduced. Ducking does work. Thank you, One Lion. And that makes the music work well. Okay, so when I'm not talking, the music is not too loud, is what I'm hearing. No, you are not quacks. You are valued people of my community, Berlin. Okay, so what I need to try and figure out now is how we can get all the lovely... Let me throw them outside. Give me a second. Pro streamer here. Thanks, One Lion. Exactly why I created the muted thing to tell me when I'm being a silly derp. Okay, so yeah, what I need to figure out now is, I'm guessing it's something relatively straightforward. I just need to add it in, and ideally I'll need to add it into my nested scene called audio sources, but I'm not going to do that today because I don't want to mess around too much and start chopping and changing between scenes. So what I'm going to do is add to my list, move new source for desktop audio into audio sources scene. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's see what we need to do. We're going to add in, it's not an audio input capture, so I'm guessing it's an audio output capture. I'm going to create new, and then device it's looking for. Let's try. So what I don't want to do is I don't want to bring in something that's then going to capture all the audio sources again, or we're going to be back to square one. I might suddenly get quiet. I was supposed to get a call from my PM right at 1:30 your time, but he hasn't called yet. I may or may not have told him that I'm probably definitely going to most likely be leaving the team in a little over a month. Ooh. Okay. Well, that should be a very interesting conversation then, and I hope it goes well for you. Okay, so let me just try this and tell me.
Okay, can you hear the baby? Oh, was that the song or was it doubling up? Do we have doubling up now? Echo baby. Okay, one moment. How about now? Is that better? Ghostly chipmunk talking, haunting. Still doubling. How about now? Still doubling? Is everything still? This makes no sense. Okay, so audio. Oh, I bet it's because of the one I just added in. Hang on. How about now? Are we still doubling? Are we still echoing? Or are we good? Good. Okay. So clearly, what I just selected to try and grab the desktop audio was not the right thing to use. So let's have a look. I don't think we can grab any of this then for audio capture. So my real tech is what comes into my headphones. That is not the right thing to use.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to need to show browser. Okay, well that works at least. All right, now we're in here. I'm going to have OBS add desktop audio. No desktop audio fix, no game sound and music. Don't want to know about Autoglass, thank you very much. Speaking of Autoglass, Firefighter Gamey just got a quote to have a windshield replaced, and they want $700. $700 for a windshield. No desktop sound issue. Open the OBS settings, go to audio. See, that's how I had it before, but the problem is that is going to capture everything again, including, I believe, Spotify. See what else it says. My overall goal is, number one, to be able to not capture the music on the VOD, which I have achieved because I did a 1 minute test stream yesterday. But now, because I've gone into the settings like it says here, and the desktop audio in there I have set to disabled, because I don't want it capturing everything, including the music. The issue I have now is that we have no sounds. So we have no sound alerts, sound effects, woo, ducks, beans, all that good stuff. So effectively I've disabled all desktop audio by disabling it in settings. And so I'm assuming there is something that I can add in as a source, have my music playing on a different audio output. Yeah, so I do now. I have Spotify split out to a separate audio source, and that is the second audio thing as well. But my understanding is if I go back into desktop audio and just enable that again, put it back to Realtek as before, I don't know. I'm not sure if I see desktop audio. In my mind, desktop audio captures everything audio related. So it picks up all the sound effects, picks up the music from Spotify and everything. And that was the problem before, I believed, that the reason that I couldn't set just Spotify to track 2 and take it off the VOD. So in your Windows Mixer, Spotify is set to a different sound. Correct. Yes, it's an application audio capture beta, and that is just set to Spotify, and I can see it bouncing up and down now. I also have the microphone. I can see that bouncing up and down, so I know we're capturing that. So desktop audio shouldn't capture Spotify. Okay, so if I go back into settings, okay, so in settings we go to audio, and where it says desktop audio disabled, I should just set that back to Realtek HD audio, which it was before, which I'm almost certain will give us the sound effects and everything back. My concern then is either A, doubling up on the music, or B, capturing the music on the VOD. So let's give it a try. Test 1. Are we doubling up on the music? As long as your current audio source, we're doubling up on the music. Yeah, so and then I can mute desktop audio, which I'm sure probably stops the doubling up, but then, you know, you're not going to get the sound effects either. I'll try to explain my setup and see if this is the same. Might take a minute to fully type out. Okay, that's fine. In the meantime, I'm going to go back to the settings. File, settings, audio, and then set it to disabled again. Okay, and that should be fine. We need more music. Add another source. So if I had another 10 sources maybe, and then put them all on that, and then we can have like a round robin where if I put a slight delay in each one, then we can like play maybe one song for the whole stream, but just different parts of it. What do you think, Mike? All right, so we're back to how it was originally, which should remove the doubling. See, if this is just telling you to do the opposite of what I'm doing. Make sure the desktop volume is turned up. Yeah, you see, I can't. It's not going to work like that. So that video is no help. Let's see what else we can find. Well, no closed captions on this. So how about we pause the music and then we can see what he's got to say. Let's talk about my stalker. No, that's not the video I selected. My music player, Slipstream, and if I felt like using it, Spotify, I set in Windows Audio Mixer to Steam streaming speakers. My sound alerts and other audio stuff I want to come through the stream, I set to an unused source, Realtek digital output. Oh, right, my desktop default device is either my main audio output and monitor on my BT Bluetooth headphones when they're connected, so I don't use desktop audio in OBS at all. Then in OBS, my first audio is the Realtek, the second audio is the streaming speaker, and then set up the channels for those two sound devices. Made sure that the one for the streaming speaker is not output to mod. Alright, so Windows sound settings. So my Windows sound settings, I have the output device as the Realtek HD. Windows Audio Mixer. Ray Vega, how are you doing? Good to see you. We do plan on working on game dev at some point today, but since I was playing with audio to split out some audio channels, we are now missing sound effects. So we're just trying to see how to get that added back in. This also means I can't hear Spotify Slipstream unless OBS is open. Okay, so set whatever plays your music to the other thing, which I think you already did. Been fine eating pizza and spaghetti. Ooh, nice. What's the pizza toppings of choice today, Ray? And do you go with, are you a pineapple on pizza type person or no pineapple? Strawberry watermelon juice. Everybody's on the juices today. Hugin earlier had coconut water. Okay, set whatever plays your music to the other thing. And set your voice mod, sound clip stuff, shout out clips to something that isn't the Realtek main one, nor when the music is on. Pizza with some veggies and pepperoni. Very nice. Sometimes we get one of my viewers in here who's actually called Pepperoni Pizza. what I'm having now. Very nice. Okay, so set whatever plays your music to the other thing. So the audio source I have that plays my music is currently set up and is set to be track 2, which I don't record on the VOD, and that is working. And set your voice mod, sound clip stuff, shout out clips to something that isn't the Realtek main one, nor the one the music is on. I have it on track 2, the what's it called? Application Audio Capture Beta. That's what I have Spotify playing on. And because that goes to track 2 and I eliminate that from the VOD, then it doesn't record onto the VOD, which has been tested, and that works fine. So now I just need to figure out with desktop audio disabled in settings how I can bring those sounds back in through presumably a source. But it does sound like I might need to not have it disabled. Application Audio Capture Beta, and that's a selectable audio source in the Windows mixer. Now, do you mean... So when I go into the volume mixer in Windows, I have the first column showing as devices, and that's where it shows my Realtek, my monitors, and all that good stuff. And then I'm showing applications, which is system sounds, OBS, and then a lot of the other applications that audio runs through on the PC. So maybe, yeah, screenshots will be good. Maybe I'm not where I need to be. Sorry about this, folks. Didn't plan on this being a technical fix stream, but here we are. It's the kind of thing I can't really test unless I'm live, so... And I presume you'll be sending the screenshots on Discord? A private message, maybe? Sure, yes. Okay. All right. I shall await said screenshots. In the meantime, let's have a look. See what this guy's doing again. Okay, so what was that he went into? Related settings, sound control panel. Mm. Okay, it doesn't even have the same screens as me. We're both Windows 10. I don't know why. Windows is not consistent. Sound, okay. I have my output device showing. Device properties. A menu that's hidden in Windows now. It's very hidden on my screen because I don't even have a link to it. Sound control panel. How to access sound control panel on Windows 10. Really, you have to Google it and make it that difficult? Through Windows settings, go to settings, system, sound. Click sound control panel under related settings. Okay, well, it's not there. Through control panel. Hit the Windows key, type control panel. Okay, and click on open. Set the view by as category, it is, and select hardware and sound setting. Click sound to open sound control panel. Oh, it's just opening exactly the same thing. Oh, there it is. All right, sneaky, sneaky. Let's put the music back on for a minute. Okay, so he's saying play a YouTube video, which he is. Mm-hmm. That'll probably be 4 total. Snip is being weird. Okay. Yes, the Realtek HD that we keep talking about. That's the one that has the levels. Cool. This is exactly what we did, and that was how we got doubling of the audio from Spotify. Mm-hmm. Which I did. Yeah, I don't think this is going to help. He's just telling me what I already know and what I've already tried. Okay, PM sent, DMs, whatever. That's the Windows setup part of things. Now I'll get the OBS part. Okay, thank you. Let me have a quick look while you're doing that. All right, let's have a look. Desktop video is set to the one for music. Spotify. Two is one of my sound alerts. That's from my open. What to ask the monitoring device? What's in here? Things. Hmm. So where are you pulling these screenshots from, 119? Because these ones you're showing me don't look anything like what I have. Add desktop audio. Spotify. Can we get that specific? Not Spotify audio. How to play Spotify audio without hearing desktop audio? How to separate Spotify from desktop audio? This and that and this and that. Insanely simple, thanks. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, that's what I did. Mm-hmm. I get that. Audio track settings are in advanced. Yes, channel 2 is VOD. So so you have the whole of desktop audio not going to the VOD. So your VOD doesn't contain any sound alerts. Maybe I just need to... I'm going to be back to square one again then, aren't I? If I enable desktop audio, tell it not to be recorded onto the VOD won't have any music. Maybe I just need to do that. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Windows settings up for Windows 11. That's why it looks different. Similar on Win10. I'll double check. A Win10 machine right next to me. The audio megaphone doesn't have the mixer in it, so instead go to Start Settings, Sprocket Control Panel, System Sound, App Volume, Device Preferences, and that screen will be similar to the App Sound screenshot. So, am I overthinking this? Do I need to not split everything out into its own audio sources? Why don't I just not record any audio apart from the microphone onto the VOD? That way there won't be any music, okay, there won't be any sound alerts or anything like that, but I don't really think that's going to affect people watching the VOD too much. The VOD does have sound alerts. Anything it uses the desktop audio thing. OBS is Spotify. Slipstream. Yeah. I just wonder if... I think the problem was that when I enabled desktop audio, how I had it before, I didn't have a specific track in the audio mixer, so I couldn't even say don't put any sound onto the VOD, because that's no fun for clips. Yeah, I mean it's pretty much for the most part what John does for his stream, because when you try and create a clip and it was something funny that happened with a sound alert or that happened with TTS, you can't actually, you play it back and it's not there, it doesn't exist. So it will affect clips, but I don't know. I just don't know if I'm overthinking this now and I'm just going to end up going around in circles and not getting to where I need to be. But let's have a look. So Start Settings. Sprocket, not Control Panel. System. Sound. The screen I was on before. App volume and device preferences. So let me send you a screenshot of what I show on my sound window. And granted, for some reason on the input I have the microphone set to be the voice mod microphone, but that's causing me any particular issues. So that's how my sound screen looks at the moment. Yeah, it's frustrating because I can see, obviously I can see the Blue Yeti has its own sound source and I can see that moving, bouncing in the audio mixer. I also have the voice mod mic, which is doing the same, but is muted until any of the voice mod voices are used. And when we put the music back on, I can see that on the application audio capture. So I'm almost there, I think. I just don't get why this last thing is an issue, that I either have no sound or I enable things and it starts doubling up on the sound. So I have all my stream sounds going through Realtek, which I don't use for sound outside OBS. Yes, which is what I have, which is why I couldn't go in and just use it for the desktop audio, because then that also included Spotify. All channels are turned on for that, and it is set as my desktop audio 2. Desktop audio 1 is set up to use the Steam streaming speakers, device I don't normally use, and track 2 is unchecked for it. Yeah. Should probably take my watch off so I don't keep banging it on the desk while I'm streaming, which is right next to the microphone, so let's not do that. So you have your desktop audio set to speakers, streaming speakers. But then your desktop audio 2 is still set to your Realtek, so that would be everything, right? App volume and device preferences. Yeah, so in there, everything is set to default, including system sounds. Let me just send another screenshot. And it looks like default is the only, well, it's the only option you can have for system sounds. When I go down to the other options, or the other apps, then it lets me specify like Realtek, speakers, my monitors, all that good stuff. The same options that I see when I try and create a source in OBS. Rest of my sounds on PC go through my default audio device. So in that window, set Spotify to the audio device you don't use. Okay, let me show you what I have in the drop down. Pepperoni pizza. We were talking about you earlier. Welcome on in. We had somebody in chat, that Ray Vega, that was having a pizza today, and I said, well, we have a viewer that drops by called Pepperoni Pizza, and here you are. What is your current default device? I believe it's the Realtek, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, does that screenshot answer the question? I felt like I was summoned. See? Your ears were burning, as they say, when people are talking about you. So how you doing? Hope you're keeping well. The dogs are actually outside at the moment, but the windows are open, so I'm not sure how much of a difference that makes with them being outside, because, you know, yap, yap, yap. It's not really suppressed much by open windows. Yeah, so maybe choose one of your monitors for Spotify. Just make sure the monitor's volume is turned all the way down. Excited for Disneyland. Oh yes, that's next month, I believe, isn't it? You go to Disneyland? Yeah, I know a certain other person who is also very excited. Okay, so in my volume mixer, I'm going to change to LG for the LG monitor. I'm going to turn the volume all the way down. Okay, so now it shows muted. Okay, so now for Spotify, instead of it being default, you're saying I should set it to the monitor that I just turned all the way down. Wait, what? In OBS, set desktop audio, the first one to the LG monitor. Wait, no, that volume needs to stay up. Okay, all right. If that volume stays, okay. I guess we're using it like as a pseudo speaker then, are we? Because if I have the volume all the way up and we set Spotify to it, I'm trying to work out how Spotify won't start coming out of my speaker, out of my monitor. Okay, back to LG, volume all the way up. Change it back to Realtek. We'll get to that. The physical monitor, if it has built-in speakers. Oh, I mean, I've never played with this speaker settings, so I'm guessing that the volume, the physical monitor, if it has built-in speakers. All right, hang on. This is one of those monitors where, you know what would be easy? If it just, so the physical monitor, we're saying, needs to stay up. Is that right? So I have it at 50% at the moment. Okay. In OBS, set desktop audio, the first one to the LG monitor. So yeah, Spotify, device, LG monitor in the mixer. All right, Spotify. LG. And then it looks like there's a second drop down, but it looks like that's for inputs. So I'm just going to leave that to default. So that's what I have now for Spotify. Volume setting in Windows for that monitor stays up all the way. Volume control on the physical monitor set to 0. Okay, so let me... Yeah, this is one of those monitors that just has one button and you have to press it in different configurations to get it to do things. Okay, so... Alright, that should be all the way down. Okay, so physical monitor down to 0. Settings in Windows all the way up. The monitor is set to Spotify in the mixer. And in OBS, all right. Really appreciate your help with this one line. I hope we get it sorted.
Thank you so much, Nerduino, for biddies.
Nerduino! I can assure you, Nerduino, there was lots of sound effects there, even though you couldn't see them.
Science_streams for biddies.
What are we doing? All the biddies! You couldn't see the sound effects. Okay, well, we're working on it, Nerduino. Actually, no, we're not. We're working on being able to hear the sound effects. But thank you to you both. I really appreciate that. Okay, so in OBS, let's keep following the amazing One Lions instructions. So OBS, File, Settings, Audio, Desktop audio is currently disabled. Change the desktop audio to be LG and apply. Okay. Applied and closed and go into the advanced audio settings. Okay, advanced. Do you mean the advanced audio properties of the mixer? Is that what we're talking about? No, you're still in the settings, aren't you? File, settings, advanced. I don't have anything audio related under the advanced tab. I have general, video, recording, stream delay, automatically reconnect, network sources, hotkeys. Advanced of mixer. Okay, all right. Advanced audio properties. Here we go. Okay. For desktop audio, uncheck track 2. Desktop audio. Okay, set to monitor off. Uncheck track 2. Okay, done that. And change drop down to monitor and output. Monitor and output. Okay, done that for desktop audio. Yes, I can hear the music. No sound yet. Okay. We'll get to sound effects and stuff next. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I do see desktop audio, but nothing. I see it in the audio mixer, but nothing registering yet, which I presumably is we're not going to see anything until we get the sound effects running through that. I do still see my mic registering, which is good. Hopefully that means you can hear me. And application audio capture beta. Well, we have 2 now. Why do we have 2? Where is the other one? Okay, never mind. The other one is SpeakerBot. Don't have to worry about that. So the next thing is, where are the sound output settings for each of your sound things controlled from? For example, the voice mod. Well, when we looked at the sound mixer before, where I changed, or the volume mixer, not the volume mixer. Okay, well, we're looking at the app volume and device preferences, and we changed Spotify. Everything in there, actually voice mod is set to Realtek for the output, and then default for the input. So I'm guessing at the moment, as it stands, you probably won't hear any voice mod things. Whoosh, all gone over my head. That's all right, Pepperoni. You just, it's not quite the stream I had anticipated today, but I appreciate One Line's help. And Berlin with his Spanking Friday and Arduino with his bits. So yeah, as long as one line knows what he's doing and I can understand enough to make changes, hopefully we'll get there. Change the output for all of your sound effects and voice mod and search to a different device, not your default. That's what is causing the doubling. Aha. So the output, as in the top drop down box, we don't want default. Now when you say a different device, does it matter what device? Do we need to change all of those to LG as well? Like another monitor different from the LG. Okay, good job I got so many monitors, isn't it? Okay, so system sounds, it won't let me change anything. I guess Windows just says, sorry, we're not going to let you change that. As long as it isn't your default device, nor the one your music is coming through. Okay, so let's use my... So I'm on the Gigabyte monitor as the main monitor. The LG monitor we just used for the other setup. So now we can use the Dell monitor over here. So we're saying go into all of the sound effects and voice mod and change them to Dell then. Okay, so we're going to change that one to Dell. Unity Hub doesn't do anything. Streamer.bot, I guess that's where some of the sound effects are being started from, so presumably that will also need to be changed to Dell. Spotify music is set to LG, that's fine. Which is weird because Spotify Music and Spotify has two separate entries. I don't know if one is like the web client maybe, and one is the app. I'm going to set both Spotify things to LG. Or did that give us doubling? Have we got doubling now? Okay, it just sounded a bit weird in my headphones. Okay, speaker bot, we're going to go with Dell. I don't think there's anything else. The Opera browser, change that to Dell. OBS browser page, OBS. I guess OBS we could change to Dell. Firefox, change that to Dell. Google Chrome to Dell. Unity. Okay, so some of the things I'm not sure what audio would come through them, I'm leaving to default. Or should I just go in and change everything? Again, make sure physical monitor is muted. Aha, yes. So back to that. Down to Dell. And the volume is up on that. Do I even know how to get into the settings for this beast over here? I do not. Feels like there's tiny buttons underneath. Oh, okay. Goodness, this is fun. Oh, that's changing the brightness. Damn it! Get to audio. Okay. Down, 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 down. Audio. Volume is set to 40. Go across and change that down to 0. Okay. Press that. Back. Exit. Okay. I think we should be good. We have that monitor down to 0. Might as well leave them as default. Okay. So I think we're in good shape. I think I'm where you need me to be. Once you get them all set, in OBS, set desktop audio 2 to that device. Alright, so back to OBS, File, Settings, Audio, Desktop Audio 2 is set to Dell. Okay, and advanced mixer settings. So, okay, that. Advanced mixer settings, monitoring output for all sound sources that are now using that monitor if you want them to come through on stream. Okay, so back into advanced audio properties. Don't hear the music anymore. Do you still hear the music? Did I kill the music? I can hear the music. Ah. Weird. Okay, we'll worry about that later. Okay, so once you get all sound, monitoring output for all sound sources. You might need to toggle the monitor drop down since you updated an audio setting. Toggle the monitor drop down. Music. Okay. Which was. Where do we have that? Here. Okay, monitor output. Off. Monitor and output. No. No, can't hear any music. I can see it's playing. I'm glad you can hear it, but yeah, I'm not getting that. Okay. You have an idea. Okay, good. Alright, so let's have a quick look. So do I just need the, I don't need the active sources only check, do I? I need to check all the sources, even if they're not active currently. For now, change at least one of the sound things to monitoring output. Okay. So let's try the parachute game. Monitor and output. You heard it, that's good. I didn't. I'm not hearing anything. And I have my call. Okay, well thank you, Line. I appreciate you getting the all the sound back for the viewers. I just need to figure out how to get it back in my headphones. Back in settings, audio. Change the monitoring device to your main default. File settings, audio. Change the monitoring device. Okay. To your main default. Okay, monitoring device. Blueberry, welcome in. Monitoring device is currently set to default. Nice to see you, Blueberry. It's been a while. We're just working on some audio issues that I'm having at the moment. One line has been amazing. Thumbird, how are you doing? And one line has managed to get the sound effects working again, but I'm not actually hearing anything in my headphones anymore. So one of the settings we've changed means I don't hear the music or any sound effects at all from the stream at the moment. So let me just have a look in audio. Now, can everybody still hear me normally? Does my microphone sound okay? Can you hear the music okay? There's no doubling up of anything? Does it all seem good? We all... Yo ho ho. Did the pirate work? I don't think I'd actually fixed my ears by then. My goodness. Okay.
Here's a joke for ya. What did the Spanish composer say before leaving the studio? Adios her horror.
Where is the pirate? Is the pirate broken now? I don't even see him. Where be Mr. Pirate? Alright, let me do some testing on here. Blueberry bean, because we can't have things that don't work. I feel like I'm going to spend this whole stream just fixing things.
Pirate test.
Have a look. See what's going on. Find out why Mr. Pirate is not performing. I'm assuming that all the TTS redemptions will have the same issue.
Can you hear me?
Now this could be part of the changes that were put in place. I might have missed picking up the TTS redemptions. Alright, let's have a quick look back in what we were doing. Don't think it's under the mixer. Settings. Okay. That's set to Dell, that's set to LG. Let's set that to Dell. Set that to Dell. All right, well, I might have to fix the TikTok TTS off stream. Let's have a look if Deadpool is alive.
I'm Deadpool.
Okay, so we have Deadpool at least. We have Deadpool, but we don't have the Tiki-Tokis. Let's have a look and see if it at least generates the MP3 file that it's supposed to. And I said hi to Jackie. How's Jackie doing? Okay, so it's generating the MP3 files correctly. It is just not able to pick them up on when we're playing them. So see if we get. Seems to be doing well. They're currently testing cliffs. Okay.
Hello.
So we still don't have the. Did you, Blueberry? Did you hear that uwu? Is that coming through for you? I heard the uwu. Did you hear the pirate or C3PO? Are you hearing any of those? Because it could be. I'm just not hearing it on my end. You can hear it. Was that the uwu or was that the TikTok TTS as well? Thumbit.
You are a pirate.
Heard the pirate as well. Okay, so it is just me then. Okay, well, hopefully when 119 comes back from his call, we can see if we can get it figured out so that I can hear stuff as well. So at the moment, all sounds and sound effects should be okay for the viewer. It's just that I can only hear the music. Okay, let me just...
Can you hear this? Aho, aho,
Discord real quick.
test.
Dindle, how you doing? You missed Lions Community Day. Yeah, I was in there for a little while earlier, mostly playing archery because, you know, I don't understand a lot of what goes on as much as one line and yourself do. But, you know, while most of the information is flying over my head, I like to shoot a few arrows as well. Okay, so why don't we try and squeeze a little game dev in today? Since we now do have the sound effects working, but not that I can hear. Let me just real quickly open up the advanced audio properties, bring that window over here, and then I'm going to do a quick beans test and see if any of the audio mixers fire. Okay, so that fired on audio 2. So if I just look into my settings, desktop audio 2, make that monitor and output. Let's try that. Alright, now I can hear the sound effects. What about a duck?
Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum. A duck walked up to a lemonade stand and he said to the man, run in the stand, hey, bum, bum,
Bum, bum, bum. Got any grapes? Alright, let me just send a message to 119, update him. So, after all those audio shenanigans, what that should have left us with is a way to not record Spotify onto the VODs, but it should allow us to record desktop audio onto the VODs. So I'm going to have to listen back to the VOD when the stream finishes and just see if everything comes through as it should. And the whole reason behind all these audio changes is because soon I'm looking to implement a song. Thank you, Homer. I mean pepperoni pizza. Yes, cake is a good trigger keyword. And now the next test will be for the Snapcam filters. Okay, so Porky's still with us. You can hear Porky's sound effect, so that's good. All right, you can go now, Porky. Don't milk it. Just okay. Bye. Okay, so that's working. So that was audio from StreamerBot. What else can we test that will give us a... Okay, I think we're good. Just try... I couldn't hear Homer. What? Did anybody hear Homer? Did you hear the pork sound effect? The pig sound effect? The oinking? When you did the cake command, pepperoni. Did you hear any of the sound effects? The beans, the sneeze, the ducks? You heard the pork one. Okay. Okay, it's gonna. Okay, so that was on desktop 2. So let me try Kate. Did you hear it that time? Seems strange that that's the only sound effect that doesn't come through.
Bum bum bum, ba-dum ba-dum. A duck walked up to a lemonade stand and he said to the man, run in the stand, hey, bum bum bum, got any grapes?
No hammer sound on Kate command. Okay, so I'll put it in for testing off screen. Off screen? I feel like I need an off screen today. Off stream. Wabbit! Pesky Wabbit! Beercher, how you doing? Good to see you. Nice to finally catch you one of your streams yesterday. I was interested in finding out about the remote control cars. Is it just me? I don't think it's just you. I wouldn't take it personally. Oh, you're hunting wabbits. I'm sorry. Shh. Okay, so show Unity. Well, my voice commands are still recognised, which is good. Let's see, does surely work?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Okay, that's working. Good. Slaps butt spot with a large trout. How are you, dog's butt, sir? I'm dog's butt just fine, thank you very much, butt spot. But I think Beatrice was asking before you were. I'm doing okay today. I can't believe that an hour and a half has already flown by. Just trying to fix silly audio technical issues, just so I can split out Spotify. Hello, travel, and welcome in. Happy Friday to you too. Does anybody have any fun plans this weekend? Are you doing anything? Going anywhere? Just chilling? Working on any game projects? Binge watching your latest streaming program? I'm still working my way through all the seasons of The Repair Shop on YouTube. What else am I watching? I'm watching Slasher on Netflix, if anybody's seen that. It's Easter, so I'm going to play with my eggs most likely. I miss good Easter eggs. I don't really have good Easter eggs here. I know when I was in England, I was lucky enough to spend Easter there, the same as Pepperoni Pizza does, and you know, you can get like really good Easter eggs, like Cadbury's chocolate buttons and Maltesers, Cadbury's caramel, Whispers, all the good candy bars you can get Easter eggs for. What I might have to do is, my eldest still lives in England. I'll see if she can hang on to an Easter egg for me like she did last year, so that when I go over to visit, I can still indulge. Lindt have some great Easter eggs. Yeah, I do like Lindt chocolate, and Firefighter Gamey loves the Lindor, is it? The small spherical ones that come in a red wrapper. She has a liking for those. So for her birthday, we bought a large spherical Lindor that had tiny ones in it. You can't beat some good chocolate. And they have Milka here. Milka's good. They have like 50 different types of Milka chocolate. Is that Swiss? I believe it's Swiss, even though they sell it in the local German bakery. Next week, all the Easter chocolate will be on discount. I'm already looking forward to it. Yeah. No, I do that myself. It's like going to Walgreens, they'll have it, it'll probably be at least 50% to start with, and then go up to 70. And then if you go to the right shop and there's any left, sometimes they go to 90% off, which is insane. But speaking of chocolate, one of the things that I do miss from England is Jaffa cakes, which are difficult to get in this part of Texas. So I did manage to find these this morning on my trip to Dollar General. Call them orange filled cookies, but they're Jaffa cakes. So yes, I'm not embarrassed to say that I did open them this morning and try one. Do you know that audio clip there actually got muted on my VOD by Twitch? So even something that tiny that goes onto the VOD, they managed to catch and go, oi, you're not playing this to people that watch the VOD. So yeah, I do love Jaffa cakes. I've tried different brands. Most are disappointing. And, you know, then they try different flavors, like there's a strawberry. You call Jaffa cakes Pims? Ah, interesting. I'm guessing you don't have Bakewell tarts in the States. No. Much to my dismay, pepperoni pizza. I don't know if you remember. I think I sent pictures. I did actually make mini Bakewell tarts once. And they were to die for. They were quite delicious. I might have to make them again. Also, another fan favourite is Battenberg's. Battenberg cakes with the almond icing around the outside and the pink and yellow sponge in the middle. Yeah. Yeah, you're just making me hungry now. I'm going to sample another one of these. It's a pity that Irish John Games isn't here because, you know, he usually teases me with foods that he eats while he's streaming. So, you think you've had a Battenberg. Yeah, they're quite memorable. And these are quite pretty too. They've got a nice little, like, heart-shaped design on there, look. Quite pretty. They're smaller than I remember normal Jaffa cakes. But, you know, for $1.35 that I paid for them this morning, it was worth the try. So, show browser. Okay, so Battenberg cake. Well, I wasn't sure, bitch, what the etiquette was because, you know, I'm probably also one of the few people that when I eat Twixes, and I don't care if it's the left Twix or the right Twix, I like to eat it top down. So, yeah, I eat the chocolate off first, then the caramel, and then I get to the biscuit. But, you know, I don't like to do it in public because people might be like, what kind of monster are you? Whereas I have kind of invoked the same response now by eating it the way I'm eating it. Yes, thank you, Travel. Travel is also someone who enjoys British food, but is not actually in the UK. So we're birds of a feather from that point. I'm not a huge fan of Hershey's over there. Well, I'm not sure, to be honest. Anybody is really a fan of Hershey's. I think people that say they like Hershey's haven't really tried anything better. You know, until you've tried Cadbury's or Lindt or what's the one that begins with G? Goylian, I think it is. Until you've had some really good chocolate, you probably think Hershey's is great. But to me, Hershey's just tastes like soap that they tried to make taste like chocolate. Got a real soapy, almost processed aftertaste. I'm not a big fan of Hershey's at all. In fact, I don't remember the last time I had Hershey's. They have like the Hershey's chocolate bars, which are wafer thin, and then you get the Hershey's Kisses, which looks like the poop emoji. But yeah, You eat your Twix sideways. Interesting. I'll have to try that. Disappointed that I eat Twix like that. Well, that has to be our secret. You know, this stream is like Vegas. What happens on this stream stays in this stream, so you can't let my secret out. All right? Just make sure it stays between us, because certain secrets that might come out while I'm in the comfortable setting of a stream, I might not necessarily divulge when I go to family gatherings. So, yeah. Shh. If anybody finds out, I'm going to deny all knowledge. I'm going to say, nope, I don't know what Pepperoni Pizza's talking about. You're just making stuff up now.
I've been expecting you.
Bar Interactive? Welcome on in. Good to see you. Wait, this is kind of spooky. Bar Interactive. Unity Raid. How are you doing? Good to see you. Now, if I'm not mistaken, is this the same Bar Interactive whose Discord server I joined today because I was trying to get a shield mode icon working as a Stream Deck button? Is this the very same Bar Interactive? Is that what you're trying to tell me? That is crazy. Well, thanks for stopping on in. It's good to see you. It might look like we're a cake reviewing stream, but not actually. We are doing some Unity stuff, but didn't even notice. That's why it's spooky. So what were you doing on today's stream, Bar Interactive? Spill the beans. Tell me all the good stuff. Yes, we're actually not reviewing cakes. We are, or we will be, working in Unity. We had some audio technical issues when we first started, but we will be, since it's Derail Day, working on the zombie project. Show Unity. Okay, so this is probably a better screen for you to come into when you're raiding in. Yeah, so tell me, what were you up to today? You're playing games? I believe Helldivers is a current favourite. Adding leaderboard support to our game, Deja Drift. Oh, okay. Do you have any links? Do you have a Steam page, an itch page, a YouTube video, something we can take a look at to publicise the game? Deja Drift. Is that like Tokyo Drift? Is that a car drifting game? Doing SO, then we can see what's going on. So if you want to follow the progress of Deja Drift, this is probably a really old clip. It usually pulls in really old clips. This looks like a match 3 game on itch by the look of it. Alright, Bar Interactive, drop a follow. Why have I seen this game before? Not the match 3 game. Deja Drift. I've seen it before. I bet if I click on this link, I bet it's on my watch list. Wish list, sorry, not watch list. No, it's not, but I've seen this before. This must have been shown off in another stream, would be my guess, because I've absolutely seen this before. Have you raided into Irish John Games maybe before? Right, I've just added it to my wish list. I don't know why it wasn't on there, but I mean, deja vu, no pun intended. I've absolutely seen this before. Okay, well, let me just copy that, and it's no good being on a window you can't see. Show browser. and we'll change from the Battenbergs, which are just making me hungry. And we'll take a look at the Steam page for Deja Drift. So you've got the link there, people. Get over there and get this onto your wish list and have a look at the video. Let's turn the music. Let's pause my music and let's turn this down a little bit so I'm not blasting your ears off. I love the art style. Oh, this was released in 2022. Such a good aesthetic. It's funny, even if you didn't intend the pun. Right? That's amazing. Early access. Okay. So for $9.99, less than $10, you can actually go and add it to your cart and get it today. It's not, get some people raid in where they have their game on Steam, but you know, you look at the release date and it says 2024, 2025. You can actually get in on the action already. Hello. Get in on the action already and purchase this. So yeah, let me pin that to the top of chat for anybody that wants to go and drop it on their old wish list. All right, great job. We picked development back in October last year. Oh, nice. Jason, Astronomy Show, how are you doing? So, yes, welcome in, Raiders. Normally I work on a game called Homeward Hound on Mondays and Wednesdays, inspired by Dog's Life on PS2. And on Fridays I have the Derail day, and I work on a side project, which is this zombie game. Well, the zombie game you can see if I show Unity. Yeah, so this is what we've been working on. Let me do a SO for Astronomy Show. So Astronomy Show streams as well. So we should get a little clip. There's Jason. So if you're interested in anything spacey and a stream with some fun redemptions, that was awesome. That is probably one of the shortest clips I've ever seen in my entire life, but it was awesome nonetheless. That was what? Was that a shooting star we saw there, Jason? Very briefly saw. I am pretty spaced out, so maybe it's a stream for me. There you go. That's close enough. Abadoo, just should drop Jason a follow. Click the heart at the top of chat if you're not already following. And it was live on stream. That is amazing.
Thanks for the follow.
Oh, thank you for that follow. Appreciate that. What have I missed? My minigamey. Oh, but you said I read that as Miss Bitgamey to start with. Miss Gamey. Mrs. Bitgamey. I'll get it right in a minute. She said hi before. Yes, minigamey is running chores in the background, so you might see them darting to and fro. And look, even an emote to show it. Real Meteor Astron Show. Very nice. Okay, so you've all been and wishlisted or purchased Deja Drift. Talked about that. Got Jason, his deserved shout out. Said hi to Abadoo. I've said hi to Minigamey. So, all right, let's click this music back on. So what we were doing last stream, and I can't believe we're already nearly 2 hours into this stream, and we're just kind of getting started, given the audio technical issues that one Lion was giving us a big hand with. But let's give One Lion a shout out because he's been a real big help for the technical issues this time. One Lion. Let's see, will I get a little clip of the legend himself? Or not? We're going for all the short clips today. Anyway, One Lion, if you're into web dev, application development, Blazor, all that fancy pants web dev stuff, then get yourself over and drop him a follow. I'm usually in his streams most times. And yeah, he's been helping us out with the audio issues today, and I think we're almost there. So apart from not being able to hear Homer when we use the cake trigger, we should hear Homer talking, but I'm reliably informed that you guys hear nothing, even though I hear it in my headset, so I've got that on my fix list for after the stream. Okay, so yes, Bar Interactive, a zombie game. I've had some zombie games before. I've created some, mostly for game jams. So on my itch page, you'll see, I think Soul Shadows was one of the games I created for a game jam, which had zombies coming out, and then you were a lone police officer, a lone cop just standing there trying to take them all out. That was a fun project to work on. And when I finished on that project, I thought I would work some more on it and work on a different perspective to see how it looked. And rather than, I think it had a top-down view originally, I decided to see what it'd be like if we threw a camera onto the player's shoulder, had it in like a third person. It was interesting, to say the least. Almost doing my call, I think. We've said we're going to drop about 4 times now. Oh, if it's only 4 times you've said it, then it's going to be at least another 4. That's how these things work. It's like when you're on with your beloved and you're like, bye then. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Yeah, you'll be a while yet. You send a screenshot of your OBS settings, audio screen. Yeah, so I think we're pretty much there. As far as... Actually, Bar Interactive... !game. That's I'm assuming when you put that in, you thought you might get details about my main project, Homeward Hound. And if you can confirm, I will add that command in for next stream. Add details about Homeward Hound game command. Okay. So yeah, I've always had an interest in zombie games. And I watched Zombieverse on Netflix, which we watched, I think last Friday we watched the trailers for it. And season 2 is coming out soon on Netflix. And Zombieverse is, although it's a show, it is done very much in the theme, or has elements of, a video game. So that was quite inspiring as to what I could include in the game. And then I saw Project Zomboid, and I thought, oh, that's a nice perspective to have for the camera, like a top-down, almost 2.5D isometric type perspective. So I thought, well, let's do that. Oh, I just had a delivery. So yeah, this game, as yet untitled, was born. I mean, the project is called Brains, but whether it ends up being called that or Brains with a BW and a Z on the end, we shall see. I'm not sure, but for now, the title is not top of my list. So we used a third-person character controller from the asset store called JU TPS, and it had some issues. I'm not going to lie. It's quite an expensive asset that I managed to get when it was on a heavy discount. And it seems like it does everything we need. So it's this dual Hiecio, if that's how you pronounce it, controller down here. And it was working fine until we tried to add weapons into the player's hand. And one of the components that they have conflicts with something else I have in the project. So the developer said he's going to release it. He's going to release a fix for it. It was giving me Stack Overflow errors and all kinds of nonsense. So it did actually crash Unity for me at some point, but thankfully I have autosave on here. As you can, well, actually you can't see it, but actually we need to bring that up, don't we? Let's see. Still doesn't show it, does it, even when I bring it all that way? Okay, so in the very bottom bar of Unity, it actually says autosave. Probably see it in the console. Here we go. So I have an autosave asset that runs every time you press play. It does a quick save. And if you don't hit play for a while, it doesn't autosave anyway. So if at any point the browser crashes out or the engine crashes out, hopefully should be good. Wishlist, Steam, I'm just looking for lots of different things. Yeah, so Wishlist and Steam. I don't have a Steam page yet. I feel like I want to buy it when I'm able to put something on there, because I think you only get one chance to make a first impression. And so if people go on Steam and do a search for it, I don't want them to see like a bunch of placeholder assets or no trailer. I want them to go on there and be as impressed with it as they are when they go on Steam and look up Deja Drift. So yeah, until I get to that point, then I'm probably not going to have those commands. I will add a game command though, just so that it gives people a bit more information about, without being a whole wall of text, the inspiration behind the game and what you have to do. So in a nutshell, at a high level, in Homeward Hound, you're a family pet that has been left behind by accident and you have to find your way back home. We had our page up for a few minutes before release. Yeah, I mean, Homeward Hound is still very early days, so definitely not a few months before release. It's going to be a good while yet before it gets out there. I think I need to, once we start getting the mechanics down, we have the mechanics of the player, I have the mechanics of, it's on the screen, got the mechanics of the NPC dogs working now. So what we'll be doing on Monday is fleshing out the first level, which is the dog pound or dog shelter that you start in. But yes, today is Derail day. We have a bit of a break from the dogs, apart from the ones that keep barking in the background. And we do some zombie shooting. But not really shooting at the moment because, yeah, the third-party controller is having issues. So we switched track from working on the weapons, and the weapons that we had introduced was a shotgun and a baseball bat. So the baseball bat we were able to pick up and run with and swing, but because of the issues with the controller, we couldn't actually switch weapons and use them correctly with the animator controller. I think as soon as you're sure that you want to release the game on Steam, you should start working on a Steam page and you start advertising as soon as possible. You're not wrong. I agree with you can never market too soon, but you can also publish a Steam page too soon. If I went to a Steam page and somebody said, oh, I've got this game I'm working on, and the game looked nothing like the finished product was going to, and it didn't have a good trailer, then I would be put off. So while I can go ahead and buy a Steam page now, and I can start working on it, I'm absolutely not going to publish it until I have something that I think is impressive enough for people to want to wishlist it. Because if you say, oh yeah, Homeward Hound on Steam, and 6 months down the line after you've published the page, you've got a fantastic trailer, you've got amazing screenshots, people that have been there when I first published it, when it didn't look so great, are going to be like, yeah, I went there and it didn't look great, so I didn't wishlist it, so I think I'm good. So I'm just very cautious about the right time to actually make that page available. But yeah, I mean, I can quite easily go and buy a Steam page now and just not publish it and then just work on it in the background. Like I say, there's not, even if I bought it today, there's not a lot that I could add to it right now, because I haven't even fleshed out the first level, so yeah, there's that. Alrighty. So last Friday, last Derail day, we brought in these trees. We had a look at the different assets that I had that had trees in, and I don't know, the scale was throwing me off a bit, because I want to have it so he can go through a forest and so he can follow a trail through the forest, but I don't want the trees to make him disappear. So then you have the case of, okay, well, maybe we need to shrink the trees down so we can see him, but then a human man is not the same size as a tree. So the tree obviously has to be bigger than he is. So then we get to the point of, okay, well, maybe if we zoom the camera out further to make the tree smaller, but then we also make the player smaller. So yeah, it's an interesting challenge. Scale is one of those things that sometimes you create a game, everything's just fine, you don't have to worry about it. This is not one of those games. So at the moment, the zombie and the player are probably about the right scale. I probably wouldn't want to go any smaller with the trees, which means that we'd need to yeah, you see when he's in the trees, they might even be a bit too small. I might have to use some reference material, look up people standing next to trees and see for this particular type of tree which scale would work best. Because at the moment, I think we changed, yeah, the scale they came in at was 1, obviously, and we've changed it to 0.1 on the X and Z and 0.2 on the Y, so it's been massively shrunk down at the moment. Let's have a look. Let's see, even that, I'm not compared to the size of the tree. It looks like it might be too big. Yeah, if he was running into the forest or a wood full of trees like this, trees would be bigger. Alright, well, what about we double the size and then we look at maybe having a path through the trees. Okay, so these are the ones that we currently have. We make it 0.2, 0.4, 0.2. Is that now too big? Because I also need to take into consideration the camera position. We're going to be using Cinemachine so that we can switch between cameras in the game, same as with Homeward Hound. So it'll start off with this top-down view like you see in the game window. And then, say for example, if he goes up to a barn that has zombies in and they're pushing against the doors trying to get out and you have to go through that barn, then it'll zoom down to like a third person camera perspective. So it'll be more like this kind of angle, just to build up the tension. Okay, so actually even a bit further out wouldn't be terrible, would it? If we were like this far out. And also, if we're going to have a whole bunch of trees, we might want to look at billboarding. I think I have Impossible Creations Optimizer. That might be able to help with a lot of objects in a scene and optimizing them. I think for now we will just throw a whole bunch. Let's get rid of these. Don't need all those in the scene. I think we'll throw a whole bunch of trees into the scene, and then
I'm listening.
you just start padding things out. Okie dokie, I have ears again. Glad to hear you have all your sound restored. I'm not seeing it in history, but have you tried out voice mod too? I didn't try out voice mod because the only thing that would try it out would be Bitly the Kid. That's the only thing I have at the moment that I think uses voice mod. Welcome in, Pigorley. Good to see you. You've been here 2 seconds. You've broken my merch command.
Wanted, Bitly the Kid. $100,000 reward for his capture.
Okay, so it seems like it's working okay. Apart from the announcement from SpeakerBot, I heard it twice. Did you hear it doubling up? No double when she said it, so it's just doubling in my ears. I can live with that. You only heard one copy.
Okie dokie, I have ears again. Glad to hear you have all of your sound restored. I'm not seeing it in history, but have you tried out voice mod too?
How are false teeth like stars? They come out at night. Did you know if you rearrange the letters of Pgurli you end up with Yirgialep? I didn't think
TTS
so.
works. Everything seems to work, except everything...
That's what she said.
Okay. You remember now. It's coming flooding back from the baby. And maybe that's where the deja vu came from. Maybe I saw your game before. But I'm fairly certain I saw it on someone else's stream. Remember that scene changes, turns your normal mic back on. Yes. Thank you. So everything apart from the baby voice and my normal microphone is doubled up. So anything from SpeakerBot.
Congratulations. Bitly the Kid was caught.
What?
$100,000 for ONE1LION.
No. What? Well, congratulations, One Lion. You managed to catch Bitly the Kid. Good job. Yeah, so it seems like anything that StreamerBot uses, or SpeakerBot, sorry, is doubled up. So I hear it like half a second again, a second time after it's said. So I can work on fixing that afterwards. I'm curious why, but I'll figure it out. Let me put it on my fix list. So we have no Homer sound. Oh yeah, the only other thing was Pepperoni Pizza came in and we saw Homer, and apparently you can't hear Homer talking when it triggers. So here we go. So, oof, my internet's suddenly being choppy too. Uh-oh. You know, Pigorley, you can actually put a keyword after giphy and it'll be more targeted. So there is a stream redemption to do the same as you're doing there with the giphy command. Just have a random one. Going to buy a taco. Well, hopefully you heard the Taco Bell bong then. Um, 100,000. You could probably buy a Taco Bell rather than just a taco. You did hear it. Good. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you know, one line. I imagine giphy.com probably doesn't have a lot of references. One of the best web dev streamers on the internet, but just one taco. Okay. Yeah, so sound effects seem okay. You didn't hear Homer, did you? One line? So what's funny is Pigorley's last Giphy command had a character, well, himself with googly eyes. Nothing says googly eyes in the emote description. However, it did show a Giphy of somebody looking around like they had googly eyes. Interesting. No Homer. Okay, I'll have to work out why that is and see where that sound's supposed to come through. Because we hear everything else, right? We hear beans, duck, and sneeze.
Run in the stand. Hey, bum bum bum. Got any grapes? Bum bum bum. Ba-dum ba-dum. A duck walked up to a lemonade stand and he said to the man, run in the stand. Hey, bum bum bum.
It seems like music is doubled. Well, let's put on, in the hope that we have omitted Spotify still from the VOD, let me put something on that we would know, and then it might be easier to tell if we do in fact have doubling up. So let's have a look. What can we put on that we would know?
Bum bum bum, ba-dum ba-dum. A duck walked up to a lemonade stand and he said to the man, run in the stand. Hey, bum bum bum. Got any grapes?
Oh, yeah, if you just want to do a quick clip, that'd be good. Thanks. Meanwhile, I'm going to sneak in a song that they'll just mute anyway if it is included. Does that seem like it's doubling up? I think what's happening is it looks like it's still coming through on desktop audio. Looking at the audio mixer, when the song gets going, I'm going to, yes, music should come through desktop audio still. Well, if it's coming through desktop audio still and it's coming through the Spotify source, won't that double it up? Okay, that sounds better. It doesn't sound like it's doubling now. Excellent. Thank you, One Line. All right, back to my DMC safe Drum and bass playlist. What do you think? You've fixed you. No, I think it was actually one line that's done most of the fixing today. I'm definitely not going to take credit for that. Oh yeah, travel with the perfect emote. Give me that 174 bits per minute. Let's go, P. Gawley. Same with SpeakerBot. If some effects have their own audio sources and don't have them on the second monitor in the Windows settings, until I mentioned that the clip doesn't have music, which is good. Oh, clip doesn't have music. That's excellent. That is just what I wanted. Thank you. Yeah, let me have a quick look at the advanced audio properties. SpeakerBot. Here we have SpeakerBot. So SpeakerBot. That's the one that's doubling up, isn't it? Maybe we need to mute SpeakerBot as well. I don't know. But it does have effects. Excellent. Thank you, 119. Just what we're going for. So we've saved the stop the doubling. Now we've muted the Spotify source in OBS. Do we have sound for the drop game? Yes, we do. If you want to control SpeakerBot's volume independent of everything else, and just change its audio output in Windows to something else. I mean, I don't mind not having independent control over SpeakerBot. The problem is that I was hearing it twice. I was getting that like fraction of a second offset and then hearing two versions.
Wanted, Bit.ly the Kid. $100,000 reward for his capture.
Okay, so did you hear $100,000?
I thought I told you to turn that thing off! It is too late and it's too loud! I can't hear you!
A few moments later.
Okay, so I think I'm back. And yes, you were right, 119. Even though the normal mic gets muted when this kicks in, there's the turn down for what, which then does put the volume back up for the normal mic. So I'll add that to my fix list too. Normal mic increases. Normal mic doesn't say muted when turning down mute when baby active. The whole reason for me doing the turn down for what redemption
Oh no, Bit.ly the Kid escaped. No
Was there
reward
some people...
for Bit.ly this time.
Sorry, Bit.ly. Some people didn't like the baby voice, and so I thought, well, it'll give them a chance to have a break from it for a while. So I need the two to coexist. The stream disconnect also turns the normal mic back on because of the scene switch. Well, there is no scene switch. It actually stays in the same scene, but it does mute the mic and turn the mic back on. So that's one of the actions in StreamVOD that causes that. So I will also add that to my list. Normal mic comes back on. Effect disconnect used during voice mod redemption. Okay. Seems like I'm going to have a busy weekend fixing all this stuff. Stream disconnect also turns the normal mic back on because the scenes... Oh, but it does turn the normal mic back on. Yes. Finding all the things. Yeah, it's definitely not the stream I had planned, but it's the stream I needed. So thank you, One Line again. Really appreciate that. Your help today. Oh my goodness, it's been quite the adventure. So I did mute the application audio capture for speaker.bot, and it took away the doubling in my headphones, so that is fixed. I'm going to spend the next 15 minutes getting all of the strings I need to send to get translated for our latest changes. Okay, well, enjoy your lurk. Thank you, Nerdwino. Always better for having you here, and I don't think we've actually seen a clip of the amazingly handsome Nerdwino today, so I think that needs to be the next step. I have no idea what was going on in that clip, but you should go follow Nerdwino. He's a former NASA scientist, no less, so he's a clever bloke, and he has fun spacey stuff. He has space... I'm going to get it wrong now. He has space photo of the day, and he has redemptions where you can view his bees in the beehive, and also has readings from a Carl Sagan book, and other fun redemptions, like he has a LED panel where he does fancy stuff on it. Just, you'll see what I mean when you get there. Just drop him a follow and get yourself over there. So we're kind of have spacey streamers in today. We saw Astronomy Show earlier, Jason. We had a clip from him, and we saw a shooting star live on his stream. Hail Sagan, as P. Gawley says. And also, do you know who just started streaming? P. Gawley. He did a test stream yesterday and then attempted to raid out. And I think before not very long, we're going to see regular streams from the Gawley himself. My fave Gawley, no less. So if you wanted to drop P. Gawley, is it going to let me do a shout out? I'm not going to do the clip one because I know that P. Gawley doesn't have any clips at the moment. And you've got to wait another 7 seconds. Thank you, Twitch, for being ridiculous with your cooldowns. Let's see. Have we waited 7 seconds after I said I have to wait 7 seconds? Let's see if 7 seconds have passed. There it is. Okay, just to make it easier for you, you can go up to the top there and click that little heart and see what P. Gawley's streams are all about. Alright. Oh, I feel like I need a beer and a cigarette. And I don't drink and I don't smoke. So that tells you how exhausting this has been today. You can't follow P. Gawley. Maybe you're already following P. Gawley. P. Gawley. Did you think of that? Yes. So, well, I think I'm probably going to raid out because I kind of I feel like with the bad night I had last night and the running around I've been doing today and all the technical fixes that we've done for this stream, I've placed a couple of trees, so yay, did a tiny 1% of the stream for game dev. Astronomy Show could follow Pigorley. Okay, excellent. I'm hoping other people could as well. So we're going to go ahead and raid out today. So don't forget, go to Bar Interactive
Get
Streams.
hyped for Science_streams.
Yay! Look at that. One last random shout out for Berlin, thanks to my bot. Science Streams is an amazing streamer, does science content. He's already completed 2 out of 3 months on Twitch for his plus points to get Partner Plus. And so get yourself over there, watch him, his wife Lita, and baby Alona, which you may or may not have seen earlier when P. Gawley came in and used the baby command. That's who it was relating to. Yeah, so follow all the people all the time. And don't forget to wishlist Bar Interactive's amazing game, Deja Drift. And in case anybody missed the link earlier, let me go ahead and throw it in chat again for you because I'm just that kind. It's Partner Plus, and it's if you're a Twitch partner, then if you get over 300 subscribers for 3 consecutive months, then the split will be 70-30 for the money that Twitch lets you hang on to and people do their subs. Alrighty, so I think on that note, we're going to hop on over to the ending scene. And as it says there, I will be back on Monday with some more Homeward Hound. We have the copy pasta text there for when we raid into somebody else. Let me jump on over to my other browser window here and see which of my friendos is currently on. See who we're going to raid over to today. Oh, looks like Hannah is on. Let me just check, see what she's up to. Is live now, but in a break. Well, that's a shame. We won't be raiding somebody who's in a break. We won't be raiding somebody who's on a starting soon screen. But I'm determined to find somebody that we can raid on over to. Looks like Solo Solipsist is on. Doing some VR stuff with an Apple Vision Pro. They've been running for 2.5 hours. So I think we're going to go over there and show fellow game dev Unity streamer some love. You're lurking there too. Hey, perfect. 1-1 line. Okay, so let me pick up this raid command. Raid has been created. Pops up in the corner. It is in fact raiding time. So if anybody wants to be as generous as Travel the World has been in the past, donating to the mods, 100% of all Pally tips go to the amazing mods here. There's the link there. I get 0% because, you know, I don't do the mods job. They do the mod job, so they deserve it. You have a great weekend to travel. I will see you next time, 1-1 Lion. Again, really appreciate your help today. Thanks for helping sort out my audio issues. Yes, awesome mods, and do you know what? Travel the World, awesome viewers like you too. So thank you everybody that joined today. 13 viewers ready to raid. Oh, that seems like an unlucky number, doesn't it? I don't mind. We're going to take 13 people across to Solo Solipsist and see what they're up to. You'll have an amazing weekend. I'll be back with some more puppy game dev shenanigans on Monday and Wednesday next week. Also, I have a surprise soon coming up as far as what we'll be doing on the day of the eclipse, because I'm actually in the path of totality. So let's get a redemption going for that, or maybe even more. All right, see you soon. Bye.